Today's topic is body's homeostasis. We will see our bodies maintains balance mainly on body's temperature. Then we will discuss on fever, increase in body temperature. Let's begin. What is homeostasis? Homeostasis is the state of steady internal physical and chemical conditions maintained by living systems, like keeping body temperature at 37 degrees Celsius, keeping blood pressure 120 by 80 millimeter mercury, glucose level in the blood 100 milligram per deciliter. Yes, homeostasis is bringing back to these levels if there is any increase in these numbers. But everyone has their own individual normal body temperature, which may be slightly higher or lower. Our bodies also constantly adapt their temperature to environmental conditions. It goes up when we exercise. It is lower at night and higher in the afternoon than in the morning. AC regulator controls temperature of the room. But who controls temperature of the body? Our internal body temperature is regulated by a part of our brain called as hypothalamus. The hypothalamus checks our current temperature and compares it with the normal temperature of about 37 degrees centigrade. This is called as hypothalamic set point. If our temperature is too low, the hypothalamus makes sure that the body generates and maintains heat. If, on the other hand, our current body temperature is too high, heat is given off or sweat is produced to cool the skin. Our body's normal body temperature is 37 degrees Celsius. So when we exercise, our body temperature increases. This causes imbalance. At hypothalamus, it measures that the body's blood is warmer than the set point. So activation of heat loss center in the hypothalamus takes place. Sweat glands get activated. Sweat glands are responsible for perspiration, that is sweating. The sweat cools the body. In other hand, the blood vessels of the skin get dilated, so the smaller blood vessels of the skin supplied with more blood. This removes heat from the skin surface. It is similar the way we put off the fire by water. The result is decrease in temperature. Hypothalamus heat loss center shut off and body temperatures return to normal. When the body temperature reduces from normal temperature by being in cold environment, blood becomes cooler than hypothalamic set point. This activates heat promoting center in hypothalamus. Results in muscles get activated, which results in heat generation. In other hand, the skin blood vessels get constricted, minimizing the heat loss. Result in increased body temperature, and the hypothalamus heat promoting center shuts off and body temperature return to normal. This is the overall picture of homeostasis. Now let us see what is fever. Fever is temporary increase in body temperature above body's temperature set point. What it shows? It conveys the message that there is entry of foreign body like virus or bacteria. So fever is act as a defense mechanism. It is also called as pyrexia, febrile response or febrile. The increase in set point triggers increased muscle contraction and causes a feeling of cold. Fever is a common sign. It is observed that 30% of healthcare visits by children is for fever, and 75% of adults who are seriously sick, they have a sign of fever. What other symptoms patient experience? Patient feels like he is sick. He feels tired very early. Persons will have a feeling of depression. The patient does not feel like eating. He feels sleepy all the time. He will have the feeling of severe body pain. He finds difficult to concentrate on daily work. He may experience nightmares as a result of high body temperature. So, based on body temperature, there are different types of fever. A temperature between 37.5 degrees centigrade and 38 degrees centigrade is an elevated body temperature. Body temperature at 38 degrees centigrade is or more is considered to be a fever. Temperature above 39.5 degrees centigrade are considered to be a high fever. Very high fever is defined as any temperature which is above 41 degrees centigrade. Based on pattern of fever, fever classified as continuous fever. No fluctuation in temperature 1 degree centigrade more than 24 hours. Diseases are pneumonia, typhoid, meningitis, UTI. Intermittent fever, elevation for a certain period like malaria. Quotidian fever with a 24-hour periodically. It is caused by a malarial parasite called Plasmodium novelsi. Tertian fever with a 48-hour periodically. It is caused by a malaria protozoa called as Plasmodium falciparum. Quartan fever with a 72-hour periodically. It is caused by Plasmodium malariae. Then comes remittent fever. Remittent fever is fluctuation of body temperature 1 degree centigrade for more than 24 hours and temperature remains above normal. For example, infective endocarditis. Endocarditis is an infection of the endocardium, which is the inner lining of your heart chambers. Last one is persistent fever. Persistent fever cannot be explained after repeated routine clinical inquiries. So it is also called as fever of unknown origin. What are the causes of fever? The well-known cause is viral or bacterial or any kind of parasite like protozoa infections. Influenza, common cold, COVID-19 is due to viral infection. Meningitis and urinary tract are bacterial infection. Malaria is due to infection of parasite protozoa. Other reasons for fever are vasculitis, deep vein thrombosis, and connective tissue diseases. These all are related to blood vessels disorders. Fever can also arise due to some antibiotics. Fever is an early sign of cancer as well. Any reaction in the body which cause release of prostaglandins will cause fever. Till the prostaglandins subside, fever remains. Let us see the process of release of prostaglandin which cause fever. So fever pathway. When fever causing substance like bacteria enters the body, the end result will be release of prostaglandins. These prostaglandins activate heat promoting center in hypothalamus, results in fever. Let us go in few more details. When a pyrogen like bacteria or virus enters the body, our immune system attacks these pyrogens. Lipopolysaccharides are present in cell wall of bacteria. Immune system protein called lipopolysaccharide binding protein binds to lipopolysaccharides and form LBP-LPS complex. This LBP-LPS complex binds to CD14 receptor of macrophage and release various endogenous pyrogens like interleukin 1 beta, interleukin 6 and tumor necrosis factor alpha. These inflammatory mediators activate arachidonic acid pathway and release prostaglandins. Arachidonic acid pathway has been discussed in detail in the YouTube video Pain, Inflammation and Aceclofenac. The pathway mediates in the synthesis of prostaglandins. Prostaglandin is the mediator of fever response. So what should be done for the treatment? The treatment should include, we have to address the endogenous pyrogens as well as the prostaglandins. What are the medications are available to treat the fever? To address the endogenous pyrogens, we have NSAIDs like aceclofenac. And to inhibit the release of prostaglandins, centrally we have a paracetamol. It's effective. That's all about homeostasis, fever and medication. So just recap. Body likes to keep the balance of body temperature in the body, that is homeostasis. Elevated body temperature is called as fever. So fever is responsible by many reasons. One of them is the release of prostaglandins. And these prostaglandins are released due to activation of endogenous pyrogens. Endogenous pyrogens can be inhibited by NSAIDs like aceclofenac. And prostaglandin at the center level is inhibited by paracetamol. That's it for now. See you next time.